Hey everyone, going through all my videos I realised I haven't actually talked about the Wiccan Rede. So I'm going to read it to you and then talk about my views to it. Okay. By the Wiccan laws you must, in perfect love and perfect trust, live and let live, fairly take and fairly give. Cast a circle thrice about to keep all evil spirits out. To bind the spell every time, let the spell be spec and rhyme. Soft of eye and light of touch, speak little and listen much. Docile go by the waxing moon, sing and dance the Wiccan rune. Wider shines go when the moon doth wane, and the werewolf bowls by the dreaded wolf's bane. When the lady's moon is new, kiss the hand to her times two. When the moon rides at her peak, then your heart's desires seek. Heed the north wind's mighty gale, lock the doors and drop the sail. When the wind comes from the south, love will kiss thee on the mouth. When the wind blows from the east, expect the new and set the feast. When the west wind blows, o'er the departed spirits restless be. 9 woods in the cauldron go, burn them quick and burn them slow. Elder be ye lady's tree, burn it not or cursed you'll be. When the wheel begins to turn, let the Beltane fires burn. When the wheel has turned a yule, light the log and let pan rule. Heed your flower bushes and tree, by the lady blessed be. Where the rippling waters go, cast a stone and truth you'll know. When ye have need, breaken not to others' greed. With the food the fool on seasons spend, or be counted as his friend. Merry meet and merry part, brighten the cheeks and warm the heart. Mind the threefold law ye should, 3 times bad and 3 times good. When misfortune is anew, wear the blue star on thy brow. True in love ever be, unless thy lover's false to thee. 8 words the Wiccan Rede fulfil, and it harm none, so do what ye will. It's like just basically telling you to harm none, right? And whatever you send out is going to come back threefold, which means, say if you're doing a curse on someone, you're going to get it back at you 3 times worse than what you've sent it out. But then again, it can work the other way. If you send out some goodness or do something good, you should in turn get it back 3 times better than what you sent it. The witch's saying is part of a poem, also commonly known as the Wiccan Rede, which has long been handed from witch to witch, first in person and later through the internet. Several slightly different versions have made the rounds, like by the Wiccan Rede you must, in perfect love and perfect trust. 8 words the Wiccan Rede fulfil, and harm it none, do what you will. That's one of the ones that I've heard. There's other versions of it, but that's one of the shortest ones, and you see a lot of people when they've been showing you their books of shadows, that because this one was so long that they wrote the little one in. But it basically means harm none is the most important thing that I see on that one. It's harm none. In the one I read then, it's got everything in it. I think that's the long one. That's the longest one. So, some people think that it was written by Gerald Gardner. But I'll read what it says in here about it. It says, someone had thought it had been written by Doreen Valentine, working with material from Gerald Gardner. Several books of shadows. Valentine, who was initiated by Gardner in 1953, wrote The Charge of the Goddess. Right, I'm going to do that one another day, The Charge of the Goddess. And she wrote a poem called The Witch's Creed, but she did not write the Rede. The late Lady Gwen Thomas, High Priestess of a Welsh tradition, wrote the article on Green Egg in 1975, saying the version of the Rede had been handed down to her by Adriana Porter, her grandmother, who was over 90 years old when she died in 1946. So to me that says that it's actually been around a long time, the Wiccan Rede. Some people say it's like our third, like the Christians have got the Ten Commandments, and so it's a bit like that. In my eyes it's basically telling us about the moon, the goddess and the god, the seasons, Beltane and Yule. It is telling us not to harm anyone and warning us about the threefold law, which I believe in the threefold law, that everything you send it'll come back to you 3 times. I also believe in the law of 3, that everything happens in 3s, which is, people may not agree with me on that, but I always believe that if something bad's going to happen, you're going to get 2 more following that action. Some of you might not agree with me out there, but that's what I believe. So yeah, basically, that's all I've got to really say about the Wiccan Rede. If you don't agree with anything I said, just put me a comment, because I'm looking for people to help me study anyway, so please leave me a comment and let's speak.